Phase 8 launching on April 8th, and the brand new raid, the Scarlet Enclave, launching on April 10th, every single person is excited to jump back into Season of Discovery and explore all of New Avalon, the brand new massive zone in the Eastern Plaguelands, just east of Tyr's Hand. On top of that, the Scarlet Enclave is a brand new raid exploring the story of the Scarlet Crusade between the end of Vanilla and before Wrath of the Lich King, where the Scarlet Onslaught headed over to Northrend. Now, there's a lot of story and iconicness that is going to be explored here, and on top of that, we have the iconic Ashbringer finally being a legendary weapon being introduced to the players. Now, people are asking how they can get prepared and ready for Phase 8, and I'm going to be covering all that in this video. To start off with, when it comes to your class and spec, Paladin is going to be incredibly overpopulated to finish off that iconic class identity. With the new tier sets as well as Ashbringer, everybody wants to vibe with that amazing Paladin storyline and finish it off. So you're going to have a lot of competition, and you may not get into raids or pug spots as a Paladin if you do level a Paladin. Aside from that, when it comes to the top class of the best spec, there really isn't a best or perfect spec to play. Some are better than others, some are more decent in other areas, but there is no best spec or class. So play what you want, because for the most part of Season Discovery in PvE, everything is relatively equal with 5 or 10% differences, and if you're not playing at the highest level, it doesn't really matter. If you're making a new character because you want to do a new spec, leveling 1 to 60 is incredibly fast. 1 to 60 takes about 24 to 30 hours, give or take, depending on your playstyle. You can do it with just questing, a couple of dungeons, a little bit of playing and doing different kinds of content. But for the most part, just quest, enjoy, get some gold. The XP boost and the gold boost will make sure you're kind of prepared for level 60. If you have gold and you're boosting a brand new character, you can get to level 60 in 5 hours with the Scourge Invasion boosting. That's right, pretty much any tank can just pull 100 mobs, kill them all, and level you up to 60 in just about 5 hours. But now that you're 60, we're moving on to catch-up gear, and there are dozens of scholars and strats being run every day. Now, if you haven't played in a while, you have something called the Tarnished Undermine Reel. Every time you kill a boss in a dungeon, you get 1 Undermine Reel, and you can use this to buy Tier 1 and Tier 2. That's right, you can buy the full Tier 1 set from the Tarnished Reel vendor and 4-piece Tier 2 from the Tarnished Undermine Reel vendor. On top of that, there's a whole bunch of toys, other gear pieces, some weapons to get you caught up and ready. You also get 3 coins from world bosses and the Nixia. Now, when it comes to running raids, you have Karazhan Crypts, the brand new, well, it's essentially a larger dungeon, similar to UBRS, but it's a 5-man, much harder. It's more like a mini raid than it is a dungeon for the most part. You have Molten Core, Blackwing Lair, AQ20, AQ40, ZG, and the Green Dragons, and all 4 Green Dragons are condensed into one raid experience. You go from Green Dragon 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 in the same instance. Now, there aren't that many MCs anymore, but there are always Blackwing Lairs, ZGs, and Green Dragons being run, and the Green Dragons also drop Tier 2 and Tier 2.5. So getting geared has honestly never been easier for the most part. You can just jump in, get ready, get your gear, and have a good time. Now, once you're caught up and geared and ready to go, it's time to prep for Phase 8. And Phase 7, the phase just before Phase 8, is Naxxramas, and Nax is being run 24/7 between getting Atiesh, Tier 3, the class fantasy and identity for a lot of classes with the iconic Tier 3 gear. And Nax 0 is incredibly easy. It's almost the same difficulty as baseline Naxxramas from base classic, but with the massive power creep and discovery, you can get in there and smash your way through with just a bit of gear. It is not difficult whatsoever. Now, if you're doing Nax Mythic or Nax 4, as people like to call it, hard mode 4, that is more difficult. There's more mechanics. You'll have to be geared. You'll need your sanctified gear and things of that nature. And sanctified gear is gear that gives you a power boost when you have 8 pieces on, because you can go do the Scourge Invasion event, get tokens, turn that into your Argent Dawn seal, and just get stronger and stronger. That makes the raid easier. So now that we've got Nax out the way, it's time to actively discuss Phase 8 and all the new things in Phase 8. Now, you have the new craftable gear, and in this craftable gear, it turns the Scarlet Crusade neutral and friendly. And what I mean by that is once you have the gear equipped, you can straight up just walk into New Avalon, the brand new zone, and the Scarlet Crusade, which is typically hostile, is now friendly. You can talk to a blacksmith in there, talk to NPCs in there, shopkeepers and things of that nature. And like I said, New Avalon is absolutely huge. There's a whole area of new NPCs to discover and interact with, and it's just a nice vibe for the most part, especially since we haven't haven't actually got to experience much Scarlet Crusade content throughout WoW's very long history. But with New Avalon comes the Scarlet Enclave, this huge raid with 8 bosses and a huge new storyline. Now I'm gonna list out all 8 bosses really quick. You have Balnazar, yes he's back and he's the first boss. Then you have Beatrix, the second boss. Now Beatrix is the friendly NPC who becomes a raid boss. I don't want to spoil the story for everybody, but it's really interesting. Then you have Lillian Voss. That's right, Lillian Voss used to be a Crusader. Her father is High Priest. So she is an enemy that we kill, and we're the reason she ends up getting resurrected as a Forsaken later on in World of Warcraft story. You then have the Beastmaster, Mason, Solostraza, the Reborn Council, and Calderan. Now, Calderan is an interesting NPC because he's a brand new Season of Discovery made character that carries forward the storyline of Season of Discovery, and he is the Scarlet Inquisitor. Again, there's a lot of new lore here, a lot of new storytelling, and I'm not going to spoil it. You can look it up online, there's plenty of videos about it. They've actually done quite a good job with expanding the storyline of Classic Phase 8. Now, like I said earlier, there's also a brand new legendary, Ashbringer, which is an amazing two-handed weapon. It's just the iconic Ashbringer. There's not really much to say here. If you're into Season of Discovery, if you're into Classic, or if you're just into World of Warcraft, you've always wanted Ashbringer. And now you can finally get it. This is pretty much a lot of people's wet dream brought forth into reality. But something that's not as good as Ashbringer is the brand new tier set Tier 4, which is a mixture and reuse of tier sets and items from future expansions like Onslaught, for example. Now, there's nothing wrong with Tier 4. It looks good. It's just armor that's dyed at the color of the Scarlet Crusade leader, Ronald McDonald. The red, yellow, and white, the very McDonald's vibe. It doesn't look bad, it looks rather good, and there's different shades for different classes. Mage and Warlock have different tier colors than Priest, for example. But it is kind of disappointing when you have Tier 1, 2, and 3 all having different tier for every single class, whereas in Phase 8 and Tier 4, there's only 4 sets. All cloth is the same, so Mage, Warlock, and Priest have the exact same set, just different colors. All leather's the same, all mail's the same, all plates the same, just different colors. And again, the Classic dev team has limited resources and abilities. When World of Warcraft was being made, it was well over a couple hundred employees back in 2004, and now it's about 30 to 50 employees, give or take. I'm not exactly certain on the exact numbers of the Classic dev team. But on top of that, there's a huge array of new items and gear, trinket and toys, and all of this culminates into making Phase 8 a rather amazing experience to jump back into and prepare for. You'll need to get your professions up to date, you will need to get some gear ready to go, but there is no items that you need to go and get. For example, sanctified gear with Phase 7. You can just rock in there with your regular gear, your upgraded gear, your bought gear, wherever you acquired it, and jump right into Phase 8 and the Scarlet Enclave raid. Despite everything I've said and how amazing it is, I do have to give everybody a clear caveat. Phase 8 is the beginning of the end. Sod will continue to get content, don't get me wrong, this isn't Season of Discovery's ending doom and gloom, but the patches going forward will likely be smaller, especially as the devs start working on the future of the Classic ecosystem. TBC Classic is around November, December, January, around that time frame. Mob Classic is around June, July, August. So after Phase 8 drops, it's going to give the devs about 3 to 4 months, and that's going to be just right into Mists of Pandaria Classic. So Mob Classic is then going to carry forward with the phases in the Classic Anniversary all the way into TBC Anniversary, which then carries into WoW Midnight around February, March 2026. So Sod will likely get a Phase 9, maybe even a Phase 10 on top of that, but the content patches and cycles will likely be smaller. But Sod will not be dead, it will not be deleted, it will not be over. You'll still be able to play, enjoy your content, have fun, keep your character, grind your gear, get your legendaries, but it will start winding down because the devs are working on a sequel to whatever is coming next. Now, I'm a Copium channel, I'd like to say Classic Plus, but it could be another season, it could be Classic Anniversary 2, who knows what it is. But there is content coming afterwards, but we won't know more till the end of BlizzCon 2026, which will be September 12th and 13th of 2026. And when that does happen, we will finally know the future of Classic WoW as a whole. But if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. If you hated it, understandable, dislike and subscribe so you can hit my next video too. Thank you all for watching. I can't wait to see you guys on Season of Discovery Phase 8 and have an amazing time with all of you. Thank you guys, Ebonhard out. Peace.